Alright, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a VOD review for our boy Land Doom on Breach on Ascent. Unfortunately, the video doesn't have any audio, so I would do my best to kind of coach on the things I can. Obviously, we all know audio is very important, but we will not have that today. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. The first thing I want to talk about is the character you're on and the role you serve. You are an initiator. Your job is to initiate for your team, right? So basically, your job is to make this person and this person's life extremely easy. Your job is to set them up for kills. Your job is to set them up for success. At the end of the game, these two, I mean your team in general, but specifically these two people should look like superstars. Like, dang, those guys did really well. But in all reality, it's you who did good. And by you doing good, you make them look good, right? And for those who don't understand how, with flashes, with stuns, and by forcing people out of positions into their LOS, as well as with your ult as well, right? So when it comes to the first round, what I would like to see when it comes to the things you buy, I honestly would like to just see you buy utility and light armor in all reality, right? The reason why I say that is, in my opinion, as a character who's a support character, because your job is to support your team, I think that buying light armor and util is very good. The reason why I think that's good is because most of the time you won't be the first person in. So if your teams go in, right, they get an elimination, you get a gun. If they get eliminated and you somehow still come out with the fight, there's a chance that you get a gun, right? Which will allow you to have armor and a gun, which is pretty huge in my opinion, right? So I would say light armor with your utility. So let's talk about that real quick. So you were setting up for a stun, and you like to buy your stun with the whatever this thing's called. I call it the breach charge, but the aftershock is, I think it's called, because you have to stun and look for an aftershock play there. In all reality, what I would prefer to see is just, if anything, just get information by jiggling here, see if you can catch anybody walking here. The reason for that is because you don't have anybody that's aggressively fighting for A main, so looking for that like stun aftershock play probably won't be super consistent, because they'll probably just run past. And with that being said, your Cypher will benefit more so off of you getting a stun here than if you getting a stun here, right? Because it's kind of like you stun them, they're fine, and they come in after the stun anyways, right? So you see on the map that basically they're pushing here, and on pistol round, 9 times out of 10 they're just gonna stack. So highly likely that they're all just B main. Okay, so you stunned that, you happen to survive, that's cool. But at this point, you guys are even, right? You guys are even. But the only thing is, you see how you have 3 teammates here, and you are by yourself, you are isolated. You need to get to your team. And then I think that's a really big waste of an ability, because that's, I don't even know if it goes through. I wasn't paying attention, but if you don't kill her with that, it's like, what was that for, right? That's credits that you could have saved for next round. You could have used for next round, you know? So if we go back, right? So when it is a 2v1, right, we want to play with our teammate. We don't want to play split, right? Your Jet is holding an angle here. If I'm you, and I'm confident that they're main, I'm just holding stun. I'm holding stun right here. The second she pops up on minimap, I'm stunning her. I'm getting a free kill. Look at that. Look at that. Look. If you're just holding stun through wall, she's stunned. And then let's say you still would have had your aftershock instead of wasting it. You get your little play that you wanted, right? But like, you're getting free information from your teammate, and you're not ready. You're not ready to use your abilities. So me personally, when we lose our eco, I like to like gamble stack, just be like, hey, let's stack here. You guys don't do that, but your ISO has a shit ton of space here, right? So basically, you guys have this much. This is how much map control you'll have, right? Like, this is crazy, right? So your ISO's in a really crazy position. There's really no way you can help him. If anything, you can look for, you don't actually have your stun anymore, but you have the information on this. You don't even need to fight it. You can just kind of just chill here. There's no reason to take a fight. You guys are in a 5v3. So your best bet would just be waiting so people can collapse on that, or you can fight that together. But don't fight him one-on-one. He's gonna have a better gun than you. Yeah. It's like you're too close to the angle. He has angle advantage because he's farther away, and you're kind of just sitting there not doing anything, so you get your head ripped off. All right, cool. Boom. So, that was a very, high risk play there, but hey, you made it work, right? It is a 5v4. So, what should you do here, right? What should you do? You guys have the advantage, right? They have one less person. All you guys need to group up. You can just group up and play retake, right? There's no reason for you to continue to fight mid. You've already got to pick. And if you really want to, you could close this door here, right? You can close this door. You can just back up, and you can just play through window, right? Because by closing this door, you eliminate an angle onto Cypher, right? So now Cypher only has to worry about main, and then you can cover, you can cover tree, because you're already doing it by yourself, right? And you don't need to like hard fight it, but you could just eliminate angles from the Cypher, making it harder for them to push A. Our jet overextends, gets picked. ISO pushes up. Nice little flash, trying to get him a pick. So now it is a 4v4. We should be fighting together. We should not be splitting up. Why are we splitting up? What's the point of this? You're giving you're giving the offense what they want. Look at Dryso fighting by himself. Like, your role is to help him. Is to help your team. And we're hiding in a corner. What are we doing? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Man, I bet you ISO would have loved a stun or a flash or literally any piece of utility to help him fight there. What is him fighting that a great idea? No, we already had numbers advantage. We didn't need to fight it. But since he is, like, you need to be there with him. Now, you're isolated, right? Because you have a teammate on site. You have a teammate in mid who's smoked off, right? So, like, what business do we have here? Honestly, you could have just retreated, right? Took a really safe route, got to your team, right? There's no reason, right? Or just, be in a safer spot. There's no reason to be here. Not at all. I want this to get on my screen. There we go. They know you're there now. You're just staring at an angle. He smoked off again. They're gonna. Okay, okay. Look, you happen to get a pick, right? Right? You happen to get a pick. Right? I will congratulate you on that, right? But now it's a 3v2. What should you do? Leave. You have done more than enough. Not once, but twice. Right? Why are we staying? Why do we stay here? What's the point of staying here? Right? What's the point? Because now, flash, can't see, dead. Like, what's the point of staying there? You have the advantage and you just throw it away. No bueno. This is another opportunity where you saw a lot of people mid. Right? They can do a lot of things. Right? If you see a lot mid, they're probably not doing a B split because you wouldn't see like all 4 or 5 there. So they're probably looking to go like this. Right? So what you could do is you could go to your Cypher, close the door, and go play Heaven. Or maybe you can play main, but you could play Heaven, right? But you can close the door, right? That denies their access. That denies their access. They'll have to break it, right? Which will give you info, or they have to push through here, in which your team can collapse on that as well. Because right now, right, you jiggling here, you're fighting that alone. Your Cypher can't help you until they walk through that doorway. There's 4 people there. Cypher cannot help you unless he wants to expose himself. So it works out, right? But better players will kill you there. They will flood you. They will flood you so hard. They just ulted your Cypher. Right? And you could have... You could use utility here to help your Cypher. You just let him walk out. You could have killed there, but you panicked. You rushed your shots. You got 2 picks. You don't need to do anything but live. One thing that I can clearly say about you is you care about this. This is all you care about. You don't care about nothing else. Nothing else. You always want to fight something. You're on the wrong road, brother. You're on the wrong road. All you want to do is fight. All you want to do is fight. You just got 2 picks and you're looking for more. You don't need to kill nothing. Go play with your team. If you want to do anything right now, your Jet, it looks like your Jet wants to walk up. Go to your Jet. I play with Jet here. You have swung this angle every single round. You need to be careful, man. You're rushing your util. Like, you just popped your stun and your thing with no information. None. You just threw away 2 strong abilities. One that you can't even get back. Off a hunch. Just hold it. Nothing walks out, cancel it. Right? Your teammates are free, they're cameras. He can't trade you if they pick you from the right side. He gets a pick. Cool. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not sure if she comes from this way. But if she looks here, she sees your shoulder. But I'm assuming her teammate, if she does go past. And you're aiming at the wall too, so you're not even ready to fight something. So she had to get the bomb. That's what it was. So you peeked it again. You got punished for it. You got a jump spot. If you're gonna peek a jump spot, flash. Like you shouldn't be raw peeking it like you have been. Like, you are very unaware. Your team is getting, like, they're hard fighting over here, and you're like, you know, like you're slow. Like, look, your Cypher's rotating. Your Cypher's covered more distance than you have. Like, yeah, you're closer, but he's covered. He's realized what's going on before you have. You're clearing mid. They're on B, brother. Yeah, wow. And then you pop ult way super late. See what happens when you repeat the same strat over and over again? So watch this. Your Jet, as you can see, her cone is cut off, which means she's been smoked off. When mid is smoked, there's a high chance they're walking in, right? There's a reason why they're denying information mid. Right? So you peeking this normally makes no sense. You peeking it at all is really dangerous, right? You guys don't have any information on your team, so you have to rely purely on your voice comms and the minimap, right? Mid information is being denied. There's a reason behind that, right? We're getting no info A main. We haven't heard any noise. So let's just say, let's just do process of elimination. We don't hear nothing A main. Maybe there's nothing A main. No contact has been made B. They probably haven't heard anything B. Nothing B. Where could they be? Here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be thinking, you know? Peeking like this is crazy. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4v1. You have swung this every single round, damn near. They were ready. And you got punished for it. So, I'm not a big fan of this round, right? And the reason I say that is because you're an initiator, right? And the same thing with on defense. You bought a gun and a flash, right? And then you use your stun, which is your default ability, to clear this. And then you use your flash to go in. And in all reality, you could go, right? You can go 2 flashes, right? 2 flashes. Light armor. And your stun, right? So what you could do is flash first angle, team gets in, you can stun this corner and gen, and then flash your team in, right? And then you can allow your duelist to go in, and then you follow in, and either they get the kills off of your util, or you get them after they do damage, right? And you get a gun because either they get elimination or they get eliminated, right? So I feel like you just run in there, right? You run in there when you have 2 people that are meant to do that. Why are you trying to do their job? All right, so now we have 1 flash, 1 stun, and our aftershock. You hide from that, but I think I don't know if I missed your teammate or not. So we're contacting up here. So we have this space. We don't have to walk through this smoke, by the way, right? This is gonna fall down. So we don't have to rush anything yet. We can let the smoke fall. You get a pick mid. That's huge. But they're probably gonna be rotating already. So we have stun. Stun's back. We have aftershock back. We're aftershocking a corner that we have no clue if anybody's there, right? We can send a stun through this and onto gen. Because look, Reyna's gen. Right? We can send a shock through there. Clear the corner, clear gen. Those are 2 angles that we can temporarily clear for our team. Right? And then we can flash. Right? We can stun and then flash through the wall. Which will stun this, and then you can flash. If that flash will hit that. Right? And bang. You've cleared out mad angles already. Also, keep in mind their economy. Right? Because people aren't really going to sit in these one and done corners unless they have an easy escape route or they have mobility, right? So keep that in mind. So somebody ended up being in that corner, right? But you could have stunned this, flashed out, and then your duelist could have walked out and started heading to button, right? He could have cleared the left, and then after he clears button, he turns right. Or once he walks out, clears left, looks right, and you guys follow him out. This is good. You guys are fighting as a team. You stun for your jet. This is nice. Okay, so now you guys are going to clear. Boom, boom, boom. Your ISO died, right? Who did your ISO die to? Your ISO died to Phoenix. Right, so with that being said, we don't know where Phoenix is at. He could have been in this corner unless you saw him in the minimap. I did not. He could be docks, right? Or boathouse, right? So we got to be careful here, right? We have utility, so we can use utility to clear angles, right? We could use our aftershock on this corner if we really wanted to, or we could have sprayed through the wall before we walked in here. We can flash, and then we can jump our way in so we can get behind those boxes, right? But against the Phoenix, we don't want to just swing this wide, because then we have no space to react to the flash, right? So one thing about characters like Phoenix is there's places called kill zones, right? So by walking into this area here, you are highly vulnerable to his flash, because unless you just have the hindsight, right, or the foresight and the unrealistic reaction time to dodge that flash, which basically nobody has, you're gonna die if you walk out here and he throws a flash. So you see him, right? So you know he's back there, right? So now we have the information that he's backside. So why don't we flash through the wall, which will disable him, clear this corner, right? Get onto site, and now we have cover to dodge flashes. Right? Now we're in a position to where if he flashes us, we can hide. Walk out. Throws a flash. Bang. Dead. Stunning main. They smoke it, which is kind of cool because it's going to let you get your smoke back. That aftershock is a waste. Why? Because there's a smoke here. So let's say you do clear somebody out of that corner. They can rotate out for free. Let the smoke go down. That aftershock isn't only for kills. It's not only for damage. It forces people out of an area, right? And when that smoke is down, if you pop it there, that guy has to go, oh shit, I have to cross when they can see me, right? Right now, that does nothing because he can get out of the way, right? And then once it's done, go back to the corner. Because there's nothing that you have no way of seeing where he goes. All right, so there's a smoke, there's a slow orb, right? There is a minute 25 on the clock. Don't need to walk through this. You do not need to walk through this. This is asking to die. Because the second someone walks out, they're throwing a molly and they're cutting you off. They should, right? Smoke, slow orb. Those are these don't come back. Let them run out. And what, they throw another one? You can rotate away, right? Like you can have, if they throw another one, you can have people stay here. You can have people fight for, space mid. Your lurker could be lurking already. Like, they want to stall with this. Cool beans, right? But I would not walk through that. They smoke again. They're gonna slow orb again. Yeah, don't walk through that. Just look at this. If this is positioned a little bit better, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Because right now, he's smart by doing that. Because he's isolated two of your guys. And then you're going to sprint through because that's your only choice right now. And now 3 of y'all are isolated. And 2 of y'all are left in the back. And if you would have thrown it a little bit more forward, it probably kills you. Yeah. Hits one shot, you die there. Honestly, that was a great play by Brim, just bad execution. So I personally probably would have held on to that a little bit longer, just delayed it by a few seconds. But I think this is a good play, right? You understand that everybody got hit with Haunt, right? It only lasts for a certain amount of time, right? You know they want to walk in with this, especially because y'all can't hear. So you counter roll. I like this. Big spook running away from the angle without looking at it. But you had teammates to kind of cover you, so. So now we are in a 4v4 situation, right? Why are we dry peeking? I mean, we can go back, right? You can go back. You have a stun, you have a flash. Jump spot. Jump spot, right? Look, boom. You've gotten information, you know where she's at. Uncommit. You are not, your crosshair is not on her head. You are not ready to fight this. But you commit to a fight that you weren't ready for. Jeez, I keep clicking the button too much. But with all that out of the way, right? We are at the end of the VOD, right? So let's talk about a few things. Alrighty, so these are going to be the 3 notes that I have for you today, and probably the most important things that I want you to focus on initially. I think you're a good player. I think you got good mechanics, right? But I think these three things will definitely help you out a lot, right? So the number one thing is you are a initiator, right? You need to be setting up your team. Stop solo playing. A lot of the times you're flashing for yourself. You're stunning for yourself, right? You're using utility in a selfish way, which, I gotta admit, you do make some plays here and there, but your role, your abilities are suited better, right? To enable your teammates, right? To stun for your jet, right? To flash for your duelists as they go in, right? To aftershock so you can force enemies out of corners that they want to be in, right? Like your job is to force the enemies to be in a bad position or punish them for staying in a position that they want to be in, right? So you need to make sure that you're using your utility for your team. And if you see your teammates trying to make a play, enable them. It may be a dumb play, but it's better to enable them doing something dumb than to let them go and throw their life away and then end up losing the round because you had a better idea of how to play the game, right? At the end of the day, it's a team game. Sometimes you gotta just, if your team's leaning with it, you gotta lean with it, man. If they're rocking with it, you gotta rock with it. You can't just do the opposite. You gotta play with your team. All right. Two, you need to understand how to play in number advantage and disadvantage. A lot of the times you guys have number advantage, right? And then you guys are like you're kill hunting, right? Which I don't know why I'm saying you guys, but you're kill hunting, right? There's no reason to go look for more picks when you have numbers advantage, right? You have numbers advantage, which means that it's easier for you to win the round. Why are we looking for more picks? Why are we, giving the enemy an opportunity to equalize the round? There was a round specifically where you swing mid, which is very risky, and you eliminate two. Back up, right? You're in a 4v3. What are we doing? Why are we fighting? Why are we continuing to look for picks? All it takes is them to get one pick, and now map control was so much harder for your team, right? And then when you're in a number disadvantage, right? You got that. Those are the times where you want to be looking to make plays, right? To be risky, to take weird angles, right? Because you need to equalize, right? So when you have advantage, you have advantage. When you have disadvantage, you need to look to gain the advantage or to equalize, right? And number three, aftershock. Aftershock needs to have a purpose. You can't just be throwing it to throw it on a whim. I think someone's here, right? Or I think I could hit someone, right? It needs to be for a purpose. You're clearing an angle, right? You're punishing bad positioning, right? You can't just throw it through two walls like, oh, well, I know they're there, right? No. If you need to be punishing enemies for being in a bad position, right? With that being said, right, like I said, you're a good player. Mechanically, you play pretty well. But when you're on an initiator, you need to be initiating. And with that being said, hopefully this VOD was helpful not only to Land Doom, but anybody else who is watching. If anybody is interested in getting coaching, all you got to do is leave a comment down below so we can get in contact, whether it be through Discord or other means. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a great morning, night, day, wherever you may be. And until next time, peace.